Some of y'all authors, the way y'all be writing these book bays, like, can you buy them on Amazon? Do you have to get them on like AliExpress, Alibaba? Like, where can we find them? I need to know. How much are they? Like, what do we have to do? Because this book, Human Resources, first of all, the author, I found her on Threads. Shout out to Threads, because the Black women are winning on Threads, and I'm a part of the Black Book Talk. I think it's like Black Romance Threads, something like that. Oh, chef's kiss. I friggin' love it. I love it because I found so many new authors that I didn't know about. And this author right here, I've at least read, I think, 3 of her books already. And this is within the last like week. I've read 3 of her books. Let me tell you about this. This book is called Human Resources. I absolutely love this book because this author does a very good job of choosing characters that wouldn't normally go together or you wouldn't normally see in a romance novel. So for this book, which is a holiday short, so let me tell you about Brittany and Demetrius. Demetrius has been in love with Brittany for the last 6 years. I mean, so in love that when he goes for his coffee break, he doesn't take it on his floor. He takes it on her floor so he can watch her office because he just likes to watch her. Okay, that sounds kind of stalkerish, just a little bit, but he doesn't do anything crazy. So he decides that he wants to pretty much make her aware that he really likes her. And again, he has been on her from 6 years ago. Demetrius has decided that this is the year that he wants to express that he really, really, really likes her. And he goes into this by trying to be like her secret admirer. So he leaves her every day, like 12 days of Christmas, he leaves her something that she has wanted for a while. When I tell you, this man has been watching her, he's been watching her. And he gets her some really nice gifts over this 12 days. So the first day he gave her this potted plant, and this potted plant I think is like over $200, and she's wanted it for a while. He just leaves it on her table, doesn't tell her anything. She has a watchdog, I'm gonna call her watchdog, who is her assistant, who is like, I hate to say pit bull in a skirt, but that's what she's like. She don't take no shit, and she has everything as it's supposed to be, and she knows all the gossip in the company, right? So he decides that he's going to do this every day, but he doesn't want to get caught. Problem is, he does get caught by her assistant. Her assistant's name is Sam. So then from there, Sam is like, what are you doing? Are you being a stalker? Like, he is like, no. I really like her. Like, I like her. And she's like, okay. So I'm going to help you with these gifts because she doesn't like surprises. Brittany doesn't like surprises. She's a real type A personality. And so these surprises that she has been given have been like, what's going on? Does somebody want me? But I don't know. And I'm confused. But her and Demetrius have this kind of like flirty thing going on for the last 6 years. And so this, again, is his moment where he's like, I'm going to do this. So he starts that 12 day of Christmas. And when he comes to her office, he's like, oh, it's a really nice plant, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, somebody left it on my table. He's like, oh, that's nice of them. Never giving it away. And they are supposed to be planning this Christmas party together because the person who was supposed to plan it went on maternity leave. So she's like, well, I guess I'll plan it myself. And he's like, no, I got you. Like, whatever you need, I got you. And because he knows that she is such a type A personality, he already has everything in place for her. So they needed to get a caterer. They needed to get decorations. He knows that she is a decorator at heart. So he's like, hey, how about this? You do the decorations and get whatever you need. I can play point if you need me to, but I have the caterers. And she's like, okay, well, let's see about, since it's the last minute. Well, he was like, don't worry about it. I already sent you an email. I have the 3 caterers with their budgets, the meals, everything, because he knows her. And so he wants to make her life easier. Hint, hint to the people watching this, if you are a guy or anybody else, hint, hint. I look real crazy under there, but whatever. And so he knows her. Like I said, he's had 6 years to study her, get her these gifts. He gets her like a cashmere throw. He gets her jewelry that she loved, that was a necklace. He gets her some other expensive things. He even though he didn't say this outright, but he has a plot of land because he's like, I'm going to marry this woman. So he has a plot of land where he wants them to build their house together. It was like when I say been watching her. And so what ends up happening is Sam, again, who is her assistant, starts to help him because Brittany is getting paranoid. So she puts a camera in the office, all these things to try to find who it is, can't do it. But Demetrius starts to kind of flirt a little bit more. Demetrius is the head of HR, so he knows to keep all his P's and Q's together when it comes to this. So when he's in the office, he's sliding, touching her a little bit, seeing if she's reacting to that, saying things, giving her a little smile, but not really going like all the way, because again, he's HR. She, on the other hand, is flustered, and she is like, oh, I didn't, like, I'm seeing you now. Like, I'm seeing you as a contender. Okay. What I loved is that with their height difference, he is shorter than her. It came up once or twice in the book. It wasn't really like a big deal. So they go out. He's out with his friend. She's out with her girls, and he sees her. So he comes up to her, and when I tell you, he puts it on. Like, he gives very soft dom energy. And so he says, can we dance? They dance, and everybody's like, okay, go ahead, got you your giant girl or whatever. But he turns that on because he's no longer in the office. So she definitely starts to see him as like, oh. And he's like, listen, you got to get up and go, because if you don't, we're going to have a moment right here on this dance floor. So I'm going to take you back to your table. I'm going to tell you good night. You're going to have a good night, and I'll see you at work. And I was like, okay. And what happens is when they get back to work, he starts to throw on the charm, and he starts to put it up a little bit more, right? Because now he sees that she's fully interested in him. And what I also loved is that there were moments in the book where he was nervous. Like, he was doing things for her, but was also nervous that she wouldn't like it, or that he felt like he would be coming on too strong. So he was definitely in his mind. And he also would sometimes like verbalize it, and the author would describe like his face. And then Brittany would see it and realize that he was very sincere. So they get to the final day of the ball that they're having, the program that they're having for the job. And again, he's making sure everything is how she wants it. She wanted these, I think, like crystal or see-through Chiavari chairs. He got that for her. And she was flabbergasted because she was like, I called every place, they didn't have it. He was like, listen, whatever you need, I got it. And he did it. Inside of that, he is like, this is the day that I'm going to make her be mine. Like, this day is what it is. It's the holiday. We're going to be going on break. And so I know that I have time to get to know her more outside of work. So on the night of the ball, again, they're dancing really close together, and they can't take it anymore. And so they're like, yeah, she's like, follow me. So they go to her office, and they have their little sexy time. And what was so funny to me was that he puts a what do you call it, a candy cane in her mouth so she won't yell. Mind blown. He's giving her he's not giving her the good yet, but he's giving her something to keep her mouth closed while his mouth is occupied. If you know, you know. And so from there's another gift on the desk. As they're cleaning up, and she's like, oh my God, I thought that you were the one that was giving me the stuff. And he's like, well, I was, but do you like it? And so that nervous energy starts to come out. Like, that's why I say he's a soft dome, and I love it. I love that energy, okay? And from there, she's like, listen, we gotta go. Like, I can't take this anymore. So he's like, listen, my house is 10 minutes away, or if you're more comfortable, we can go to your house. You let me know. I'm following your lead. They get to his house, again, because he's been waiting for her for at least 6 years. He is ready to go. He is in it to win it. When I tell you he turns her world upside down, he turns her world upside down. Like, upside down. He is like, I'm going to marry you. Like, I'm going to marry you. And she, is like, okay, he's saying it because he's in a moment. He's like, no, like, I'm dead ass. I am going to marry you. Sincere. Like, he's sincere about it. And I love this book, again, because you have two characters, which you rarely see in romance, in any romance, because I've read other romances before by other people who are not Black. But I love that you have, a guy who's shorter, and you have your tall queen, but it's not like the central premise of the story. It really is their desire to get to know each other, his desire to be like, I want to make sure that everything that you want and need, I'm going to provide, because I know you. I know who you are. I've been watching you. I am this man who wants you to have the very best, and I'm going to do everything in my power to give that to you as long as you have me. And he's a soft dog, as I said, so he was put in her place, but also being really nice about it and soft about it, but still was like, I'm holding the reins here. This author, okay, wait till I tell you about the other books that she's written. I love her range. I do. So I'm excited to read the other two. Actually, I have one more that I am just finishing up, and then I'm going to tell you about the other one. The other one is spicy. Like, spicy, where it's 3 guys and 1 woman. If that's your jam, come back. I'll tell you about that one. But please make sure that if you read this, you let me know, because I always want to know how you feel about it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. And if you have any books that you feel like I should read by Black authors, let me know, because I'm trying to get to 200 books this year. That's my reading goal. Okay, I'll tell you about my reading goal in another video and how many books I read for 2024.